I'm Yolanda Cope-Stepney and you're listening to Speak On, a podcast where we discuss society, culture, wellbeing and more. Welcome to 2020. I'm trying to name one good thing that has happened this year, but it's a struggle. Between the murder hornets, Australia being on fire, the discovery of racism and the Rona, it's been a weird time. But I guess we did have Megxit, Cheer bringing Jerry into all our lives, and Baby Yoda. And in a stunning turn of events, Tiger King was the least batshit crazy thing that has happened this year. Today, I'm joined by the bra whisperer, the queen of positivity, Katie Weir. She loves boobs, she loves life, and even more than that, she loves Craig David. So, hey, welcome, Katie.
What an intro. Oh, you just nailed it.
It's the essence of you, all in one thing. So, do you have any 2020 highlights to add to that list?
I mean, that Craig David did a birthday live on Instagram that lasted over 1 hour. That was a major highlight for me. Somehow he's, managed to get an extra bit in from Instagram. No, that was fabulous. I actually think as well, being in the lingerie industry, obviously to begin with, we were really nervous about everything that was going on and it affecting sales. But we've had a fabulous few months. Like, people have been buying that sexy underwear.
Really? Oh my God. I feel like I've fully ditched the bras at this point. I'm on like bralettes and crop tops and things like that. So yeah, I love it that people have been going in. I suppose they're locked in the house in the teen. What are you going to do?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, that was the thing for me. I kept seeing these memes like the least used household item of 2020, the bra. And it kind of upset me, but thankfully the sales figures are showing otherwise, which is good.
I love that. Is it just lots of like red lacy stuff that's going off, like that people buy?
It's mesh, it's peekaboo, we're talking, down and dirty.
I love it. Is it all the sexiest stuff?
100%. Like, we've got a bra called Censored in Scantilly, and it almost looks like you're wearing nothing but, like the sort of censored bars that you get on CDs and stuff, like explicit content. It looks like that, and that is one of our best sellers right now. So we're going hard.
I love it, because I suppose this goes straight into, we're going to be talking about mood boosting today, which is why we've got you on, because you are perpetually cheerful and it's glorious. So people have been at home. We know how they're boosting their mood if you're a Curvy Cake customer. What have you been doing during the teen? How have you been boosting your mood?
I have to say that my day-to-day life is very much in and out of London, travelling around, meeting women for bra fittings, doing meetings, and my life is hectic. And I think something that I've always wished I could fit in my schedule a bit more was working out and going to the gym and taking time for myself. And a real mood booster for me has been able to go from my desk to my living room and participate in Zoom workouts. And I've just been thriving. Like, honestly, I just love having that half an hour kind of at peace with my body, pushing it, feeling me getting stronger with every session. And even if you're tired or you just feel like I don't want to do it, you go to your laptop, you put it on, you're sat on your rug, and then you do it. And afterwards, you automatically, it's true, those endorphins, it's just like, whoa, I feel good, I feel awake. That has been lifting my mood completely. And like, I've got some of my friends now doing the same classes as me. And although we're not, seeing each other, I can hear the instructor like, yes, Jack, work a bit harder, go on. And I feel like I'm with them, and it is a real mood booster. And it just keeps the mind clear, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. So you kind of got more of like a routine to your day, and by keeping that structure, that's what's helping you.
Yeah, 100%. I think structure and routine have been really nice to get back into my life. I think it's something that I've been struggling with. So to have the time slowing down, I think for you and I, busy people, and trying to do, all the spinning of plates and things like that, it's actually been quite nice to strip back your life a little more.
Yeah.
Music, for me, I'm not about Netflix and chilling. I prefer to listen to music and stare at a wall.
Yeah.
And that's what I like to do. And the power of music and words and just listening and getting lost in songs for hours is kind of what I've been doing as well. And listening to music whilst I cook and just you know, having a bit of a spontaneous dance session is a real great way to boost your mood, especially when you're on your own. No one's watching,
definitely.
so just go for it.
Kitchen disco is the way forward. So
Absolutely.
alongside Craig David, who's on your mood boosting playlist?
Oh wow, okay, so I love to listen to bedroom music like all day every day.
So like so if I went into your house, it's just like non-stop shag symphonies.
It literally, like, it could just get down now. So it's like Jaheim, Joe, you know what I mean? Like these people are on absolute repeat. I think I'm in love with Division at the minute, and also who else do I love? Jacob Banks. I used to listen to him a lot, and he just came off my playlist again. Really loving that. Yeah, nice candlelit songs, but just at all times of the day.
I love it. And I've seen that you've been doing like lives pretty much every day, loads of different stuff going on. You're like, obviously you're cheerful, which is why I love you, and it's brilliant because I feel like just being around you just absorb the good mood, and it just boosts my own endorphin levels. What kind of feedback do you get from your followers, like positive and negative, about how kind of, I suppose, cheerful and awesome you are?
On the whole, people are really receptive to a happy person. They like it. They sort of like almost mimic it. So if you're feeling down and then you start to see someone smiling and happy and speaking in a really sort of buzzing way, you're likely to pick that up. And I think in terms of Curvy Kate Lives, we've talked a lot about different subjects. We've done yoga, but we've also had fashion talks, we've done beauty, and we've spoken amazingly about lots of different things, and I think they've really picked up a lot of people's moods. We've helped with mental health, we've spoken about, you know, being isolated alone, etc. But last night I did a live and I caught a woman comment saying, "You are so false," and I was just literally, I thought, how do you know I'm being false? Mm-hmm. You don't know me. Like, you don't know me, and you've never met me in person. This might be the first time you've ever seen me. How can you say that I'm false because I'm happy? Because I'm living a good life, you know, on screen right now. So that really, it did affect me a little bit, actually, because I just thought, oh, how can you judge me like that? How can you just say that I'm false without any backup, without any explanation? So I think that was sort of quite a negative thing. But yeah, I think more often than not, it's my openness that people really like. And I think when it comes to body positivity, when it comes to lingerie, when it comes to coming out of your comfort zone in those ways, a lot of women and men reach out to me asking me how I get my confidence and how can they, you know, absorb a little bit of that, or have I got any tips? And that's always really, really lovely. I love nothing more than a DM of a woman in her underwear and they're like, look at me, I bought this, so good, and I'm just like, yes girl, like I'm here for that, I'm so here for that. So those kind of things really, really make me excited.
And what kind of tips do you give people, like when people like are DMing you and saying, okay, my confidence is really low, like my mood is really low, like what can I do?
The thing is, a lot of them sound so cliche, but I think you just need to hear it over and over to believe it. You need to hear it from multiple people. So one person might have told you, but if you hear it 10 times, then you'll believe it. So a lot of it is the way that you talk to yourself matters. And I think when it comes to our bodies, when it comes to our mental health, we can often be really down, especially in situations like this, where perhaps we put on a couple of pounds, if our skin's broken out, or we're not doing what we used to do in the gym, etc. We'll be, you know, those negative words that we put on ourselves. Oh, you're fat, or you look at you, you know, your skin's broken out, and you're just speaking negatively to yourself. That is really detrimental to your mental health and the way that you look at yourself. So I always try to tell women to speak positively and look at the good things that they love, and then slowly work on those things that you're not 100% sure of. So affirmations, just to write a list of things that you love about yourself. And it's not in any way, you know, egotistical at all. It's just pinpointing those things that other people probably see in you, but sometimes those other people won't tell you, because more often than not, they might be embarrassed to tell you. So if you know 10 things that you love about yourself or that you want to work on loving, write them down in a positive way.
So
also,
do you encourage like journaling or something like that to kind of help keep that going?
Yeah, and just writing that affirmation. And also, what I love to take a selfie in my underwear.
I know, I've seen.
I really encourage this as well. And sometimes I encourage women to take it. Just take those pictures of you in your underwear, but don't look at them that day. Look at them like 2 weeks later. Look at them like, I don't know, 2 days later. Because in that moment, you can be very picky on yourself. You can be like, oh no, I look like this or I look like that. And I've done it where I've taken so many pictures of myself, looked at them and thought I could do better. And then 2 days later, looked back and thought, oh my God, I looked amazing. Like, why did I ever pick a hole in that? Like, I look so good. But in that moment, my mind is spinning. But just take a step back and re-look at yourself. When it comes to social media, we're all on social media right now. Again, just unfollow accounts that make you feel bad. Shit.
Yeah, there's just no point.
Bad. That make you feel like you wish you had that body. Never think that I wish I had that body. We've all got the body that we have, and you know, you can either work to go out and work out, but only ever do that for your mind. I always think it's really hard to change the shape of your body to look like someone else's. We don't want to do that. We want to be comfortable in our own skin. So always look at, you know, follow people who you relate to in a positive way. Follow people who bring that positivity in your life, and don't make you feel jealous or negative. I think they're the main things at the minute, for confidence, and also just to realize how amazing each and every individual is. Like, we all bring something to this world that is incredible, that we've all got something that someone else would look at and think, oh, I wish I had her hair or her eyes, or, you know, all of those things. So just know that you are enough. And I've been on a total journey in my life.
That's what I was going to go to next. Like, you are so comfortable with yourself. You're so confident. But not only are you comfortable and confident, you have the skill to make other people feel amazing as well, which is great, because some people can be so, I suppose, maybe caught up in their own trap of how they feel. It would be hard to project that onto others. How do you do that? Where did Katie start this journey?
Where did Katie start? Well, I have to say, and I always start with my mum, because throughout my life, my mum's always been a real big cheerleader to me. You know, whatever age I've been, she's always educated me on bodies, and she's always been incredibly positive about hers, and that has been a nice way to carry me through, I guess, in my life. And I think for me, the journey was, I was always incredibly body confident. I've never really had issues with my body. I've always looked at myself and thought, I love my body. I'm sexy. I'm confident. I've never had any complaints as such. And that is another thing.
I saw your Yelp reviews. They're really high.
Yeah, women and men, they can take one thing that one person said to them 25 years ago, and that stays with them forever. And that's ingrained, and that is what we need to erase. We need to erase what people say to us and find that self-love that we can overcome it. So, I had this body confidence. I love to talk about boobs. Obviously, working in the lingerie industry from the age of 19 really helped as well. A lot of my friends would be like, oh, are you not jealous? You're working with all these amazing models. Like, look at them. You don't have a body like that. Aren't you jealous? The thing was, for me, there was no element of jealousy ever. It was just more reality. And I looked at these models and I saw their scars, their stretch marks, no matter what size they were, these perfect imperfections that were often glossed over in the magazines. I saw them firsthand. And I realized that all these women have those things. And it kind of brought more confidence to myself. So this woman that's, perfect enough for a double page spread in Vogue, she also has the stretch marks.
Everybody has stretch marks.
But seeing all of these things really helped to open my mind. So from sort of being 19, going through that, and then I think I've always been body confidence, but when it comes to self-love, I always thought self-love equaled body positivity equals self-love. But quite often when I found myself in relationships, I always questioned my worth, or, you know, why didn't he text back, or am I not good enough, or what did she have that I didn't have, and things like that. And that's when it kind of triggered in my mind that actually this body positivity is not self-love. Self-love comes from within. It comes from your mind.
Yeah.
So about 25, I became very spiritual. I lived in Kuwait in the Middle East, and it really was a moment of, wow, I'm so lucky. You know, I just being able to be liberal in the way that I live in England, all of those things. I just became incredibly thankful for my life that I had. So when I moved home, I just did more soul searching, I guess. And I just wanted to like connect with the earth, connect with who I really was inside. And I started creating vision boards. I started doing the affirmations. I started doing all of these things that I now tell other people to do, because that is what helped to focus me. That's what helps keep me on track. And even now, when it comes to finding love, like I always used to be the girl that was like, oh, I want someone who looks like Craig David, and I want someone who has a nice car, or he's got his own house. And then I was listening to these podcasts about, it's not searching for a material thing or an object that looks like this or that. It's a feeling. We're all looking for feelings. I recently did a mood board that was like all about how I want to feel. And then that sort of comes into your life in different ways. So if I want to feel safe and secure, I put that on the board. If I want to feel confident and sexy, put that on the board, and then hopefully that will open.
Like, do you cut out pictures? Are they words? What kind of things are they?
So this is a very wordy board. And then quite often I also do like images that just resonate with my life. So they're usually really bright and colourful, because I like to let the light in. Stars for me, always on boards. I'm just looking at one now. But always really positive words, and just cut them out. Just go in your magazines and see what pops out to you, and just cut it out and put it on a board. But yeah,
so it's actually quite a good thing that people could be doing at the moment. At the moment, people are they're in their house, they're completely out of their routines. There are obviously people that are still working, and even though they're working, going to work day to day, they have to come home and sit in their house at night because there's nowhere to go and nothing is open. So I suppose they could take these kind of all these things that you have learned and everything you've got from this journey you've been on, which about love, like in regards to loving yourself and building your body positivity, have all they all fit really perfectly with mood boosting and keeping your mood at a particular level, and not in a way that's kind of facetious. It's just kind of become a way that you live your life now.
100%. And when it comes to these vision boards, I think you are your biggest cheerleader. So you know, when you look at your vision board and you see that you've ticked off some things on there and your visions are becoming reality, you can then say to yourself, well done, good job. And I think a lot of people, we dwell on the negative things in life. So if we didn't get that job, or if we didn't you know, make that money that month, or if we didn't get that date that we wanted, all of those things, we dwell on them. But if we keep the positivity on the board and in front of us, and we see ourselves working towards those goals, it helps to maintain that mood. Obviously, we're all going to have ups and downs. And I think a lot of the things that have happened in 2020 have been out of our control.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's going to thrust you out of your daily routine. It's going to change your mindset, but always try to think positively about how it's changing, and you're going to adapt, and you're going to be okay. I think that's the main thing. It's always like, you're going to be okay.
And how about you? Because obviously, like you were saying, it's given you time to step back, take stock, kind of give yourself a new routine. Have there been any points of this where you woke up and you were like, what the hell is going on? Actually, today I can't be cheerful.
I had 2 days like this. Okay, so it's actually been within the last month. I think I was doing really, really great. I was sailing through. I was enjoying it. Work was good. And then, like I said, I've been isolated alone, and I've been doing these lives all the time, and getting a lot of positive feedback, and a lot of people saying, oh, you're amazing, thank you, blah, 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 all of this online. And then I finished a live, and it had loads of viewers. Like, I think we reached about 3,000 viewers. Oh, wow. And I came off, and then I came downstairs to an empty home.
Yeah.
And it was like 7:30 at night to an empty home. I was hungry, and I looked around and I just thought, I've got nothing. Like, virtually, I've got everything.
Yeah.
But right now, I've got nothing else to make me feel good. There's no one asking me what I want for dinner. There's no one here to give me a cuddle or a pat on the back to say well done. So that really, it just hit me. It just came out of the blue, and I was like, oh. So I went for a walk. I bought some chips, mushy peas, and a Prosecco.
Yeah.
And I went to the park, and I sat in the park, and I rang my parents, and I just cried. And I cried for about an hour. It was that uncontrollable, like, snot cry, the really weird one.
Kim Kardashian, Diamond in the Sea crying.
That was the level I was at. And I was like, I'm lonely, I'm this, I'm that. And my parents were like, whoa, like, where did this come from? You said you were fine. And I was like, yeah, I know, it just hit me. So I had that day, and I got it all out. And I think that was a really good thing to do. I think I'd been going so strong for so long, and then just to let that cry out, to let those emotions out, to tell someone that I did feel lonely, and it was okay to feel lonely, because usually I'm a social butterfly. I go around every night. I'd be out with a different person for dinner and drinks, and I love hosting at my home, and I've not been able to do any of that. So it did just build up, and I think 2.5 months in, I was like, oh,
that's enough now.
And then I think last week again I had another very kind of like just upsetting, and I think it was all to do with Black Lives Matter. And for me, it was all over social media, and all of my friends, like yourself, I've got so many, Black mixed race friends who I've loved for so many years, and I just thought, am I doing enough? Can I do more? What can I learn? And it just hit me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I'm this white girl, do I need to educate? How do I educate? And it just was all like in my mind. And then I was seeing all my friends, and some of them were crying, and I just felt like this horrendous hole in my heart, because I was just like, well, what can I do better? And I think that just really, really hit me, and I didn't understand what to do or how to react. And I think that was, again, something that was out of my control. But when I spoke to all of my friends in the Black community, they were like, Katie, we know this. Like, we know everything that's been going
none of this
on.
is a surprise. And
I think
we've been managing everybody, all the white people, and freaking the fuck out. And we've been managing all you guys. And we're like, guys, this is every day for us. And if anything, it's like the depression and sadness coming from all my white friends. I was like, oh my God, guys, how did you not know this? We've been saying it, and it's been on the news, but it was just so, I realized that this place, people go to social media so much for mood boosting, especially, during this time. And then to all of a sudden be in the middle of the Rona, in the middle of the ISO or the teen or whatever you want to call it. And then all you're seeing is this outpouring of everything that we've been saying. And because people are finally listening, we're just like, rah! Kind of like screaming it. We're like, yeah, here it is, here's everything. And then everybody that's shocked is sharing what they know. But yeah, and I can understand there's that thing where people are struggling and trying to work out what they can do to help. But obviously it's the same messages that have been going around. Please read the books, listen to the podcasts, support Black business, there's some really good Black influencers and and commentators and things around, and just kind of really being aware of that, being aware of what you're buying. Obviously, please, everybody still refrain from cultural appropriation, things like that. But I think, just educating yourself, I think, helps you understand the framework and the matrix, essentially. And I think that's the main thing. That's all we can ask. And I appreciate that you and other people were just like, you didn't kind of reach out in that way. It was like, can you help me help you? You were just like, okay, I'm here, I'm going to work out what to do, and I'll be right back. So I think that's the main thing. And I think because you do have that sense of self-confidence and everything else, it may have knocked you off a bit, but definitely you kind of worked out, you navigated well enough, I think. So how have you kind of got out of that space, or are you still in it? What's going on?
No, I'm definitely out of it this week, and I think it's been having open conversations with my friends, speaking about everything that's been going on with everyone in my life. You know, we've been very open with each other, and I think that's just really nice. And I think, again, going back to mood boosting and positivity, look at the people who surround you. You know, we've all been open to the social vampire, who's that person that sucks energy but doesn't really give anything into your life. And being that happy person, you get a few of those. So I think you need to surround yourself with great people. Obviously, we're all going to have our off days, but those people who will always text you back. You know, you can call them whatever time of day and they've got you. You know, keep your social circles small if you feel like you need to. And yeah, I think that's the way that I've picked it up. Again, just getting out into the fresh air, seeing some friends. Thankfully, you know, we've been able to do that now. Been playing a bit of tennis. To me, it really has been to physical activity, and I think, again, it's been able to kind of like move and get that stress out and just feel good with your body. And also, I think, because of coronavirus, and thankfully, if you do, you know, you are in good health, you can really take this time to thank your body. And I think we need to be more aware of our bodies, what we put into them and how we use them, and how they affect your mood, because it's a huge thing, you know. And I think Lizzo did a great post on TikTok yesterday where she sort of said,
that made me laugh so much.
Like, I'm in this body and I'm moving and I am healthy and all of this stuff, and it's great. It's just like, we don't move to lose weight or whatever, or to gain muscle. We move for our minds. And I think that's probably been the biggest mood booster for me in this whole thing. And having a laugh, just laughing, reminiscing on the good old times, you know, when you could go out and have a snog. Like, I think we've been doing a lot of that. That's been very much helping me. And work. I've been very grateful that I've kept my job. I've been able to keep working. And again, using those lives to connect with women who I've not even met yet in real life, but I have admired for so long, and just dropping them a DM and being able to link up via live. You know, and hearing their story and learning from their stories and learning
for you,
all of this stuff.
I suppose the main kind of point you're making here is that mood boosting is about connection, whether it's with your mind, whether it's with your body, whether it's with other people. So, no, personally, like, what's been boosting my mood is baking and sending it to people in the post. I've been doing a lot of that, just sending people random squares of brownies, and also like weekly quiz on Zoom with my family, because I live by myself as well, so it's definitely been challenging at times. You know, you were talking about having that downtime of tears. I remember in the beginning, it was just me just feeling like I was screaming into the abyss, like, what is going on? I'm just in shock. I just want to do anything else. I'm going to say something so unbelievably wanky now. I just want to go to Shoreditch House, sit on the roof and have a picante like the basic bitch that I am. That's all I want. That's I don't give a shit who knows. I just want to eat my mac and cheese and just live my life there. But and I've definitely missed it. But I think then I kind of started thinking, okay, what can I do this time? And like you're saying, connecting with myself. I started doing online workouts for my family, because I have a fitness qualification that I got for absolutely no reason other than just I like fitness. And I started teaching Black Aunties fitness, mainly to get my Black Aunties to exercise, because they don't exercise enough, and I'm sick of telling them. So
I love this.
So we did that, and we had like some really cool sessions. We had RuPaul's Drag Race, like weightlifting. So I kind of tried to mix it up, and those things have boosted my mood. Again, it's that connection, just moving, because we're not moving around as much, and that has such a massive effect on what can happen with our moods and how we can feel about ourselves. And I think that what I really liked is the point that you made, that exercising isn't just about how your body looks. And I think if we can sometimes like disconnect that, so it doesn't become this kind of achievement or failure thing, it just becomes this thing that is fun to do and good for you. I think that's great. And I've seen the lives that you've done, the exercise ones and the dance ones where you were in your underwear. They just seemed like you were living your best life.
Yeah, 100%. And for anyone who wants to do that, School of Strut, Zoe over there, she is absolute sass in a swimming costume. Like, she's so amazing. And I just felt on top of the world, and I was moving my body. We were dancing to I think it was Meghan Trainor, and then we did a Beyonce, and it just felt sexy. And again, that connection with your body and what it can do. And yeah, I think that's a lot of what we've been doing. We've been connecting and understanding human connection as well, I think. And that's the good thing to come out of this whole situation.
I think we're learning to connect in a new way in whatever the new world is going to be as well, because let's face it, it's not going to be like, there's going to be a new normal now. Things are definitely going to be different going forward. So to round up, what would you say your top 2 mood boosting tips are, considering we're still slightly in isolation, things are still a little bit odd? What 2 things would you suggest people do to get us through the rest of this time?
Okay, so I think build that playlist. Build a feel-good playlist with songs that evoke memories of holidays, of songs that evoke amazing times with your friends, and all of those things that you're not able to do right now. But that if you put it on, you can sit down and you can either chill and think back to those times, or you can just dance like you're back in the club. That playlist, it for me has saved me, has just completely lifted my mood. So build that playlist and listen to it if you want to on repeat, or when you wake up before you go to sleep. And the second one for mood boosting would definitely be get dressed and feel sexy, feel empowered, feel good about yourself, because I think a lot of us were spending time in our leisure wear as well, which is great, and you can feel and look sexy in that too. But I think, we've all missed putting a bit of lippy on, we've all missed just feeling a little bit more together. So do that on a Friday night. Plan it. If you're on your own, just get dressed up for a Zoom call with your girls. If you're in a couple or with your friends, just say to each other, right, tonight we're going to get dressed up, we're going to wear something in our wardrobe we haven't worn, and then we're going to take loads of pictures and we're going to have a good time. That for me is a great way of mood boosting. And just always try to think on the positive side of life, really, whatever is happening, turn it around into a positive. And I think I did a great live of Clara Hermit, and we spoke about overcoming negative beliefs, and she's a great person to speak to about that. And I think that is the thing, overcoming negative beliefs. We're all on this earth, let's make it, YOLO. I love it, definitely. I think I'm definitely going to start doing the dress up thing a little bit more. I've done it a few times, but not huge amounts, because also, I love a little bit of leisure wear anyway, and how I've dressed up is just wearing a matching tracksuit instead of just wearing mismatched things. I've got my favourite is my Tweety Pie one from H&M. It's like bright yellow, it's got Tweety Pie all over it. When I walk around wearing it, everybody looks at me like I'm insane, but I love it. It's yellow, it's sunshine, it feels good, and yellow makes everyone happy. What makes you feel good.
Exactly.
Wear what makes you feel good.
Exactly. But I think definitely what I would say to people is trying to keep the routine. And even if you fall out of it, don't feel like it's a failure. Just start again. Just restart your routine and start adding in things that make you feel happy within it as well. Not just I must get up and I must work or I must sit here. Just think of things that you want to do. And also, I'd say eat things you want to eat. Listen to things you want to listen to. Take this time to kind of reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your family. And I will definitely be adding Katie's vision boards into my mood boosting routine now, because I don't really have one. I just write things down and then kind of revisit it. But actually, I like the idea of having that with just keywords written on it.
Definitely. I'll send you some pictures so you can have a bit of inspiration. I've got about 4 in my house dotted around.
And where do you keep them?
So I've got one in my actual, it's called the dining room, but as soon as you walk through my door, you can see my vision board, and that one's called What Katie Did Next. So that has those words, and that is 2020. It's called the 2020 vision. It's on mirror board, so when I look at it, I see myself as well, as a reflection. The other 2, the one for my future husband is in my bedroom. And then I have my previous years, what have brought me to where I am right now, and they are in my office upstairs. And they're very career focused. And I always keep them, I either, put them on display or just filed nicely somewhere that I can always pick them up and refer to them. But yeah, it's good to keep a track of where you've been and where you're going.
Oh, lovely. I love that. Is your, just like one more thing, is your husband board just pictures of Craig David?
Well, no. It's just words that relate to Craig David, like rendezvous, fill me in. Hidden agenda. No.
Oh,
slicker than your average.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I just want you to date him so badly now.
Me too. I mean, Craig, if you're listening.
We'll find a way to get it to him. I'll speak to Abby, the producer. I'm sure she'll know. She must know him.
Abby, you got contact.
That's what
but
we
do
want.
You know what? I have to say, Craig and I, we do have very similar values. And when I see his Instagram, he's quite a spiritual guy. He's always very positive. He's another lovely one to follow if you're looking for a bit of a mood booster. Give old Craig David a like.
Okay. Well, on that note, thank you so much. We've learned so much from you. It's been great to hear about your journey to confidence and positivity and how you apply that to your life and how that's really paid off. Like all those things and that kind of ditching negative beliefs, how that's all paid off now during this really difficult time for everyone. And even though we are literally living in a dystopian novel, film, The Hunger Games, The Purge, V for Vendetta times, I mean, I don't know what the District 13 is happening here. Whatever happens next, we know that we can refer to these things and try to find ways to boost our mood and try to get through it and, try to think positively as well. So I hope you enjoyed the rest of the ISO, and I hope your mood continues to stay this positive and that you keep doing your awesome lives that have given us all life.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Speak On. Make sure you like, subscribe and share. And to find out more about us and our upcoming events, please follow us on Instagram, SPEAKON_. Speak On_. Thanks. Bye.